Hello and welcome to episode 97 of Game Honey, your favorite, maybe, video game podcast on the internet. I will be your host for today. My name is Polar. You can find me on Twitter at KumagumaPolar. You can find the show at Game Honey Game. Today I am joined by my dear co-host and birthday boy, Panda.
Yeah, yesterday.
Congratulations.
But thank you very much, nonetheless.
How does it feel?
Old.
Tell the folks, tell the teacher how old you are now.
I'm 31. Thank you.
31.
Yes.
It's a good year.
I'm trying to catch up to you.
Yeah, I see you there in my rearview mirror. I'm getting awful close. But besides Panda, we have a special guest, friend of the show, returning mascot, Adam.
Hey, I'm the mascot now? What? Do you want my beard on like everything?
Sounds like a plan.
Yeah.
Time to cuddle. Where can the people find you?
Yeah, they can find me at Ads in Japan on Twitter. I'm working on other locations people can find me, but they'll take time. But for now, yeah, Twitter. Twitter's good.
What you been up to lately?
A little bit of this, a little bit of that, kind of secret projects.
Oh.
But just playing games, working on stuff.
I feel a scoop coming up.
Yeah, maybe
or maybe not.
One day.
All right then. How about we talk about the news? The video game news, that is.
Not the political news, the video game news.
Let's be fair. The only news that really matters is what's going on in the world of video games. Last week,
Peter Maul and you've been
talking about.
We're not going that far back.
Last week we talked a bunch about Sea of Thieves, and Panda promised us that he would play it. Since then, Sea of Thieves has been released. The reviews so far have been pretty lackluster, I would say. I think it's sitting around a 6.5 or a 7. But even so, Microsoft has noted that it's their most successful new IP this generation. Apparently they had as much as 2 million players, 2 million individual players online.
Okay.
Of course, this also includes players that pick the game up on Game Pass, and with Game Pass you can get a free trial for I think 14 days. So we'll see as to the longevity of this game. But considering the reviews and considering that I was interested in picking this game up as well, Panda, how did you feel about your experience playing Sea of Thieves so far?
It's I get the mixed reaction. I really like it, but you really do need other people to play with. I don't think it's a fun game if you're playing by yourself. Also, it's just.
I think it's not even that. I think that's more or less a given, but it's mostly the complaints mostly seem to revolve around a lack of content.
Yeah, no, it's very empty. So you gotta have that emergent gameplay, yo. You gotta go out in the world and make your own story. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, it's basically there's 3 types of quests. Either kill a skeleton, dig up a treasure, or find stuff and sell it. That's the 3 things
Sounds
that you
riveting.
can do. Yeah, so that's not very riveting at all. But just the game itself looks amazing. And there's just something really cool about setting out on a pirate ship with friends. That's really cool. So that part of it, just the whole exploration part and hanging out with friends part of it, that's what really carries the game at this point. But it's definitely pretty barren content wise.
Yeah, so on a scale of 1 to No Man's Sky, how would you rate it?
I don't know. I feel that they're very different beasts because they're No Man's Sky is all about being alone. Essentially, you can't really meet other people. Nowadays, I think you can.
Is it a fair comparison at this point? Because that's the comparison a lot of people are making. That you're basically buying an unfinished product that will hopefully get finished somewhere down the road.
I wouldn't say that is exclusive to No Man's Sky in this day and age. You could definitely argue that most AAA games...
it's the poster child.
Sure. Yeah, I hadn't really thought of it. Yeah, in those terms, as in the terms you're buying a product that feels like it's not fully finished. Yeah, I guess it would kind of seem similar, but not really in feel other than that as much, I think. If that makes sense.
Yeah, at this point, you don't seem too bothered by it, but will you keep playing?
I haven't played since I played it the first time, and that's because of two reasons. One, I don't know that many people that play, so that's one. I don't think the game is a lot of fun if you're by yourself. And two, for me personally, this is just my thing, but it's an extreme hassle to set up because we only have one computer with Windows 10 on it, and it's a laptop, so it's a bit of a hassle to get it all set up properly. So yeah, that's for me the reason that I'm not playing it as much.
Yeah. We should get some more players in there. I'm currently I don't know. I'm not sure yet. Adam, were you at all interested in this game?
I haven't actually played it yet. I was actually catching a Twitch streamer's kind of broadcast of it earlier on. It does look fun, but definitely it's not fun with just yourself. You have to play it with people. This Twitch streamer had a crew of 3 others, and they were keeping watch for islands they needed to go to. They were steering, they were raising and lowering anchors. They were all kind of like shoot themselves through cannons at these islands to find these treasures and kill these skeletons. And it does look, it's definitely co-op focused. But even I kind of mentioned as like, are skeletons the only things you kill in PvE? And they were like, well, yeah, there's pigs and there's chickens and there's seagulls. And I was like, yeah, right now that's what it seems to be.
Yeah.
But
it seems like it has a lot of potential.
It does have a lot of potential, but I feel like it's a bit of a harsh criticism to say that, to compare it to No Man's Sky or any game right now that has been designed to be iterative. And that's what Sea of Thieves is trying to be. It has laid its foundations down and saying, here's all the features that you can do now. It's feature complete mechanically, and then we'll add more creatures, more enemy types, more.
I guess it's feature complete, like, but the features that are there right now are lacking, and I think that people are getting fed up with the game.
It's the variety of quests, of missions you can do, and that comes with the introduction of new enemy types.
If you have Game Pass, maybe you won't mind as much. But if you paid full price for this game, I can definitely see,
absolutely, and I think
about that.
Anybody who wants to play it should always take that with a pinch of salt. That you can pay full price for it, but expect that it's only going to get better once the developers have kind of picked up the pace a bit and have listened to a lot of the feedback they should be getting from the players and build into something better.
I think that's one of the reasons for the backlash, actually, because the game has been in beta for a while now, and a lot of people have participated in the open beta. And there were things like the Kraken, which apparently appeared in trailers but was not in the beta. But as it turns out, like, there is not really anything besides what was already in those beta sessions. So I think many people were expecting more features, more enemy types, more varied quests, and those just weren't there. Which is considering how long they've been working on the game, it's a pity, especially considering that the foundation appears to be very solid. I just hope that Microsoft will keep investing in the game so that it eventually turns into something special. But yeah, for the people who jumped in early, including Panda, it kind of sucks that there's apparently so little to do.
Yeah, it really does. Like you guys said, it's very promising. It's full of potential, but very empty at the moment. Also, I guess that the whole PvP. I'm personally never really that much of a fan of PvP in these kinds of games, but I know a lot of people are. But then when I played on launch day, let's see, we saw 2 or 3 ships far away in the distance, and then as we at the end of our 2-3 hour play session, we ran into one single dude who was all by himself, and that's all the people we met.
Is he on a rowboat? Was he?
No, so there's two types of boats. There's a sloop, which is 1 or 2 people, and then there's the big ship, which is 3 or 4 people. And if you're by yourself, it must be an absolute pain in the neck to navigate and steer, and because it is quite precise. The boats do feel heavy and big to steer around. So I definitely think that this is not a game you want to play alone. I would love to see some content that would accommodate that a little bit, because like
do they not have bots?
No,
to fill in the gaps.
No. And apparently, so the
I think
servers
the whole
themselves,
point of the game is that it's a social thing, right?
Yeah, but the servers themselves are very barren as well, strangely enough.
Could that be a Japan thing?
I guess it could, but I mean, even
I should
still,
think that anything that's not One Piece related, Japan may not have a great interest in things that are piratey.
Yeah, I don't know if you're playing on the I don't know the worldwide servers, but considering the time that you are logging on, and considering the fact that it's on Xbox and PC, might have something to do with it.
I was about to bring up the fact that another reason why it may not be as big in Japan is because of the Microsoft label on it.
Yeah.
It's not something that a lot of like Japanese consumers really like, because like like there's so few people actually buying the Xboxes here.
Yeah.
That just that name brand recognition isn't that strong over here.
Yeah, maybe you could try the American or the European servers. I actually have the same when I'm playing Rocket League, of all things. Like, I get a lot more matches if I just go worldwide, but sometimes I have trouble finding ranked opponents in Japan. So that might be part of it. Because apparently there's a lot of people playing. So get out there and find them.
Yeah, I should.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm hoping this game will get there. Shame it wasn't there on launch, but hoping it'll get there.
Something
was
that
it released?
Like
officially.
It was released 2 weeks? No.
Last week.
Last week, the 20th. I think it was
last
the 20th.
Week is still very early days for these kinds of games. So,
definitely.
If people want to get into it, if they want to play it again, I would say give it a month. Give it maybe a month and a half, maybe 2. Let them, fix through bugs, add features, and maybe it's worth coming back to then.
Fingers crossed.
Yeah.
Or investing in
them. Let's hope so. Something that will take more than 1 month is Dragon Quest XI, which has been confirmed for a PS4 PC release in the West for September 7th. But with the caveat that the Switch version is also coming, but apparently much later. Which means not this year.
And also,
the 3DS version is not even being localized for the West.
Yeah.
Wah.
Well,
Yeah, Dragon Quest. You played it, right, Panda?
Well, I am still playing it. I'm translating it on my YouTube channel. So if you're listening to this and are interested in knowing what that's all about,
So it'll be a real battle to see which version is out earlier, your translation or the Switch version.
it's gonna be cutting it close. But we'll see. We'll see how far I get.
You picked a JRPG to translate.
Yeah.
Good look at that.
I'm a couple of hours in at this point, so we'll see.
Only 80 more to go.
Yeah. We'll see. We'll see how it goes.
Pick your battles.
But yeah, no, it's good that it's coming out in the West, because there's a lot of people across the world that love Dragon Quest, and yeah, it's always kind of shitty when JRPGs that are good, and so far as I've played it, it's good, are not localized.
Yeah.
So
I wonder when they started working on the Switch version, though. Like, this would lead me to believe that it hasn't been in the works for that long.
No, probably not. Because also because it will be much later. I'm assuming it'll just be a port of the PS4 version without anything extra added.
Yeah.
Because the 3DS version, the story is essentially just exactly the same. It's just the graphics. It's basically what it comes down to. That's the difference.
Yeah, I think when they announced it like way back. Like when they announced the PS4 version, they also announced the Switch version. But the Switch, I think its specs were at the time still unknown. So I don't think they knew what they were going to have to work with, if they were going to have to make a PS4 version or if they were just going to sort of up-res the 3DS version. So probably when they were already working on a PS4 version, the Switch version had yet to actually start development.
No, it's a good-looking game, but I think it'll probably have to be scaled down a little bit. But I think the PS4 version should be able to get something along those lines on the Switch.
Yeah. Speaking of Switch, because we hardly ever do on this podcast, in Japan, the Switch has now outsold the GameCube's life-to-date sales. It has now sold over 4 million units in Japan. So next up is the N64, which sits around 5 million. Which, with Smash Brothers coming out,
I think it's going to do it. I think it's just going to just blow it out of the water, to be honest.
But will it ever surpass the Wii U? That's the big question.
Oh, well, it already has.
Yeah, it was a joke.
Did you listen to the show?
It was a joke. Thank you very much.
Okay.
Thank you for laughing.
It's like, keep up, man.
Please
Come on.
clap.
Come on, people. Laugh.
Keep up with your own podcast.
Laughing with jokes. They're funny, right?
I'm fucking funny. I'm hilarious. Anyway, Switch is doing all right. I walked into a Staya, a multimedia store, yesterday, and they had a big sign on the door saying Switch is available. So I don't know what the situation is in the big cities now, as far as availability.
It's getting better. It's much better over here in Tokyo. They seem to be a little bit more readily available. Not everywhere, but major chains you can walk into and expect some better results.
Same.
Places like GaO as well are doing regular sales of them as well.
Okay. So
here it's
Nintendo's
mostly
finally catching up.
Sometimes they're still sold out, but if you go to a couple of stores, I think that you now have a pretty good chance of actually getting a Switch.
Yeah. I mean, before you'd find one place is sold out and you travel around a bit and everywhere is gone. But now, you know, a couple of train stations down the road to the next store and you probably find it there or the next one.
Yeah.
So you're not going to be missing out.
So
and over in the countryside where you live, they've been available for a while, right?
Yeah, I think it's kind of comes and goes, but I think it's fairly easy to get your hands on one here. Yeah, I think it's been for a while.
Yeah.
But what I really want to know, of course, the question that we need to ask Adam is, who is your pick for the new Super Smash Brothers? What new character? What new character is going to be in it? And what are you going to put your money on? And how much?
You know what? I might piss off a few people. I don't actually play Smash.
Oh.
I'm very bad at it.
You barbarian.
So, well, so with that, I don't know the existing lineup.
Okay, well let me rephrase. What third party IP would you like to see a character from?
Would I like to see?
Yeah.
Well, crap. Okay, let me think.
Yeah, because
what would get you to play Smash Brothers?
Yeah,
because they've already got a lot of cool characters. They've got Bayonetta. They've got Snake. He's been in it as well.
Snake
so there's been a lot of franchises. He's been in a Smash game.
Yeah.
Not all of them. Has Dante
Metal Gear
been
Survive
in
Zombie
from Devil May Cry?
Dante has not been in Smash Brothers.
I would like to see a Dante. I'm trying to think of any new IPs that he's been in, but that's doing quite well right now.
Far Cry dude.
The Far Cry dude, yes. No, can I get BJ Blazkowicz from Wolfenstein in there, please?
I think we mentioned that him.
if they manage to release the game on Switch,
that would be pretty.
How about Oh, perfect then. Yeah, that's who I want on in a Smash game. I want Doom Guy.
Doom Guy, yeah.
Doom Guy. Doom's on Switch, man. There's no reason why they can't do that crossover and just have him rip and tear in the arena.
Yeah, I would
getting a chainsaw to like Pikachu, just I'll be totally down for that.
Give him an optional gore mode. Just everything gets completely blown apart.
I like that you're thinking of the kids, Adam. That's real mature.
Of course. I mean, the Switch, it's not just a kid's console anymore. They've got
I don't want that kiddie shit.
Hey man, I'm playing Ni no Kuni too, man. I like
Nintendo not mature enough for you.
It's getting there, which I'm quite happy about because that's what's always put me off about some of the Nintendo consoles. It's just like it's very too many friendly. But what about my tastes?
Yeah, you're not into the.
What about my gore fixations? Yeah.
Kirby is a naked monster that swallows his enemies whole and absorbs them.
I know, that's horrific.
It's kind of fucked up. It's Nintendo fucked up franchises. Anyway.
Something else
yes.
that is fucked up in the best sense of the word
yes.
is Hellblade.
Oh, yes.
Senua's Sacrifice, which is coming finally to Xbox One. So I'm here to shill Hellblade, which is one of my favorite games of last year.
It is incredible. Yeah, loved it.
Xbox players can join in on the, I wouldn't exactly call it fun, but on the amazing experience that is Hellblade. Play it. It's don't look at the trailers. Well, look at one screenshot and just buy it. Plug in your headphones and go crazy.
Yeah, the headphones are definitely a must, I feel, for that game. Good headphones.
It's very much an auditory experience.
Yeah.
Good headphones, yes. Ones that have
surround
at least 5.1 or 7.1, something that kind of covers all 360 degrees and to like its best effect.
I think headphones actually simulate that pretty well just by virtue of being stereo. If you put on headphones, I think they made the game. They made use of binaural audio, so I think they used two mics. So they used two mics to record. So you're good with stereo. But
it's not just mics as well.
Headphones definitely help.
The setup that they used were actually this special. I can't remember what the hell they're called, but these special binaural mics that actually have ears on either side.
Yeah.
So what it does, it captures the sound as your ears naturally would and funnels them into the microphone.
Yeah.
So what you're getting is some very kind of physical kind of feelings as someone whispers in your ear.
Yeah.
You can actually get the same kind of experiences as you would someone really whispering to you.
You a big ASMR guy, Adam?
Yes.
Yeah, I figured, yeah.
Actually, yes, yeah. But that's another conversation.
That's a whole nother
I should really listen to
Hellblade.
one of those videos.
It's not for
because-
everybody, but
Yeah, but I've heard that
if you have it,
it really helps you
yeah.
relax. So I should really give that a try.
Hmm.
It does actually, and yeah. Let's just keep it at that.
All right.
Hellblade coming to Xbox
Hellblade.
One
Hellblade.
on
It's
April 11.
Oh, Karen.
It's ASMR if you wanna go crazy.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah,
And I will say,
it's
good representation of mental illness in video games. They did it
Yeah.
right. They did it justice. So it's not just a game about a slightly unhinged character. No, there's good representation, a lot of insightful kind of research and feedback into how to really represent it.
Yeah, they did their work proper, their due diligence. Diligence. Yeah, no,
Yeah.
you can definitely tell that it's a labor of love. So definitely give it a try if you haven't yet.
Yeah. One of the most harrowing experiences I've had playing a video game, in the best sense of the word.
Yeah, there's some pretty strong moments in it.
Yeah. Now on to something that I am completely a bit ambivalent about. The biggest blind spot on this podcast. Fortnite and PUBG. Apparently a lot of people watch these games. Like 1 million people tuned into Twitch to watch some YouTubers or streamers play a bunch of Fortnite. And I think last week Drake and Ninja, a Twitch streamer, also amassed a massive amount of viewers. So Fortnite is still a thing. It's really big. And I have never played it. How about you, Adam? You mentioned that you had an opinion.
Okay, so I have played it, right? So I was there for the early closed betas when it was just a co-op PvE kind of zombie survival game.
Mm-hmm.
And from that, I actually really loved it. You know, it still had its issues and maybe some of its limitations, say like the Sea of Thieves might have right now. But you know, over time they tweaked things and they improved things, and it was fun. But then I lost all interest when it started doing the battle royale stuff. PUBG has never been interesting to me, and yeah, it's just tainted the whole experience. I mean, fair play to them. I respect that, you know, they've made it a great success and they're doing really well. But it's just kind of sad that it's kind of that battle mode has kind of pushed out the rest of the game.
We talked last week. Last week we talked about Paragon, that other epic property that they actually shut down. Presumably because Fortnite is doing so well for them that they are now diverting all of their attention to Fortnite, which is understandable. But yeah, a pity for people who enjoyed Paragon or Fortnite's other less popular mode. But yeah, I guess we are officially old. Well, Panda is definitely old.
Yes.
And we just can't keep
one
up
foot
with
in
the
the
kids
grave
anymore. I mean, I every time I hear a story about this, I feel like I could play this game, but I simply have no desire to.
So just to double check, so Fortnite is partially free, right? The battle royale part is that's free to play.
I think it's free to play. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, the entire thing is free to play. But if you want to get anywhere, that's kind of advised to buy one of their packs. And we're talking about like $10 at the start upwards.
Yeah, it's game altering stuff, like gameplay altering stuff, like boosts and whatnot.
Not so much. No. Well, there'll be when you're buying currencies, you're buying I don't know what their economy is now with loot crates. But you're definitely buying high ranked character classes as well.
Okay.
But that doesn't really mean much. It's more kind of vanity kind of classes.
Right.
There's very little of the difference between the two.
Okay.
All right.
So yeah, it's
So,
mostly cosmetic then.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
All right. So be sure to stick with Game Honey for all the latest news on Fortnite and insight into PUBG.
I will say there's one thing I heard about PUBG. We're talking about these battle royale games. Is actually I noticed a kid on the train yesterday. He was playing it on mobile, and it's doing like PUBG and Fortnite. They're both doing really well on mobile devices as well.
Well, Fortnite too.
But there's yeah. They just brought that out as well. Well, it's still in an early kind of stage that's invitation only
I see.
on mobile, but they will officially kind of release it into the wild.
Yeah, I did hear
it's gonna
that
go
the
crazy.
PUBG mobile version was really good and essentially on par
Yeah.
with the console version, except that
But
the touchscreen
I
is
will
kind of
say
shitty.
there's been some upsets because people who picked up PUBG on mobile, they're saying, "Oh yeah, I've had a lot of great legitimate successes. I've been the winner. I got my chicken dinner
Yeah.
like 4 or 5 times in a row when first starting out." And that's because they're playing against bots initially.
Right.
Yeah.
So all the people they encounter, they're all computer controlled, and they're giving like early players that kind of
The rush.
free in to the
Yeah,
game. Yeah, that rush before they get paired up with real people. And now they're saying that these other real players, they are now running the mobile software through an emulator so they can get mouse and keyboard support.
Yeah, I saw that. That's
And
gonna
now
destroy
are tearing
people.
into just new players or players who are seasoned, but now they're switching to mobile. They're
Right.
now hitting this wall, or rather
Yeah.
running into bullets of these people who are shooting them with mouse and keyboard support, and he's having this really kind of fine accuracy.
Like PC
And I'm like,
players were
well,
always laughing
there we
at
go.
PC players were always laughing at the controller peasants, but just imagine like the advantage you would have over a player on Android or iPhone, fiddling around on the screen when you have a mouse and a keyboard. It's
Yeah.
that won't be
And it's
pretty.
the same with Overwatch as well. Overwatch had an issue with PlayStation having kind of mouse and keyboard support with third-party peripherals as well.
Ah,
And
yeah,
that's the reason why that crossplay isn't there.
it's not a level playing field now. No, for those types of games, yeah, there's very little to do about that.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm definitely more of a controller guy myself, but yeah, I've always been told that mouse and keyboard are the way to go with these kinds of games. So
Well, shooters, yeah, definitely.
yeah,
You just have a lot more accuracy, and you're a lot faster.
yeah. So I guess I'll never make it to the top with my controller.
And just
Poor me.
stick with the
Well,
bots.
you could. You just got to work at it, man.
Got to work
You need
at
a
my controller
montage.
skills.
Nothing is
Like
impossible.
a training montage, so then you make it to the top.
Yeah,
Bootstraps.
montage video bootstraps. This is a movie in the making. Underdog story. Yeah, gonna make millions. Anyway.
Well, I don't think you'll be making any millions considering all those games you've been playing this week.
Oh, so
what
smooth,
have you guys been up to? Adam, have you
so
played anything?
buttery smooth.
Ooh, I've been playing bits and pieces, yeah. You did other earlier episodes about Monster Hunter, and I was like, why would you ask me? I've been playing a lot of that.
Yeah,
I'm up
at
to
that
about
point,
240 hours, I think.
Oh.
Yeah. I love Monster Hunter World. It's doing really well. There are over 7.5 million sold copies.
Mm-hmm.
I think
they just
Capcom
released Devil Joe, the
they
infamous World Eater.
they said that it's their best-selling game. Period, wasn't it?
Yep.
Yeah.
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 So they came out running and they haven't slowed down. They've done a fantastic job.
It's a great game.
Definitely my game of the year, and it's so early already.
It's
Already.
pretty early.
One of them. I have many of different genres, but Monster Hunter World is definitely.
But Fortnite for mobile phones isn't even out yet.
Hold your horses.
Monster Hunter World, that's where it is.
Monster Hunter
like I said, they
World
just
for
released,
mobile devices? Who knows?
Well, I've already did that, and it didn't work out too well.
Nah.
But no, they've been trickling out a lot of great content. You can expect a lot of regular kind of feature-heavy updates to the game. New monsters, new armors, new possibly weapon types. I don't know for sure. I don't see any reason why not. There's going to be a seasonal event coming up for spring. That's going to be this month as well. So
will there be cherry blossoms involved?
There will be cherry blossoms involved.
Is this a Japanese
it's
game?
Japan.
If yes, then there will be cherry blossoms involved.
So yeah, I've been playing fuck tons of Monster Hunter World. I've also been playing. I had a list somewhere. I've been playing Vermintide 2.
Oh, how's that?
From Fat Shark. It is fantastic. I played the first one, and while it was fun, it was a steep grind. There wasn't a great deal of character progress,
right?
And it could have been better. However, reading up on Vermintide, the developers have made. It's currently only out on Steam. They've made $500,000 based on copies alone from Steam, and that's completely blown out all of the lifetime sales of the previous game.
Okay.
And it's solid. They've improved it vastly. You've got the same characters as you had, the character classes as you had in the first game, but they now have 3 different proficiencies that you lock at different level up stages. There's now solid skill trees. The loot system has been completely reworked to be a lot more versatile. The visuals look fantastic. It's a lot of stuff going on mechanically, technically, and it's all around just fun.
Yeah, I actually owned the first one, but I never got around to playing it. Story of my life. I've been hearing very good things about the second one, and I've been hearing people saying that it's even better than Left 4 Dead. Would you say
time
that?
To buy this one and not play it as well.
Would you say it's better than Left 4 Dead?
I played a bit of Left 4 Dead, and I would say yes. Honestly, with Left 4 Dead, I think. Like each character only had like one particular kind of skill or something, or did any of them have skills that kind of separated them?
No, I think they're mostly
they were
the
identical.
Same.
No. Yeah. With Vermintide, like each character has an important role to play in making the game successful, and the game knows to pair a different character with your team as well. So you're never getting the same characters. You're always getting a good mix.
So the game does have bots? If you're playing by yourself?
The game does have bots.
Okay.
If you're playing by yourself, and they do quite well. They're pretty smart. They know what to do. They're never really a burden on your gameplay. Right. But playing with other people, you're always going to have that. It's going to be a far richer experience.
Right.
But yeah, everybody has a role to play. Everybody has skills that benefit other people in different ways, as well as the subclasses that you get. You start to branch out of the set role you have, maybe as the tank or the sniper. You'll find that the shield-bearing guy can then become a huntsman, and he gets a long-range rifle, and he can go stealth. While the typical elf archer can become a dual-wielding assassin. So every class has a little bit of leeway into kind of moving into different proficiencies.
All right,
to match
so
the player's style.
It's deeper, but the cost might be that it's a little bit more difficult to just pick up and play.
Oh no, it's Like, it's very easy to jump into. But like much like the Left 4 Dead game, where you have like the kind of the director kind of generating all of these mobs and these enemies. Each kind of level you go through, it doesn't have a kind of a later level difficulty curve.
Mm-hmm.
It's all level playing field. So you can just jump in with a level 1 character and kind of, stand shoulder to shoulder with everybody else. It may be the one character has a better weapon than you and is doing more damage and is killing things quicker, but you're never really left behind because everybody has the same kind of health bars.
Right.
Yeah, it's all based on equipment, really.
Okay.
Yeah, and there's quick play. You literally just jump in and start the game, and that's another thing that they fixed with the second title. Is it's just it's a lot more accessible and less hassle to start a game.
Right. Yeah. I heard, like I said, I heard very good things about it, and I do like the setting, the theme. I don't know if you've ever played Warhammer when you were back in the day, or is that another thing you did?
I painted the models.
I see.
I know. I painted the models. I read some of the books, and I played a lot of other Warhammer and 40K kind of games.
Right.
So
yeah, it's a cool setting.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's pretty good to hear that this game is doing well and is also a good game. I might have to pick this one up and let it sit in my Steam library for a couple of years and then play it.
Yeah. Well, don't do that. I mean,
doing the Lord's work.
I have just a couple of other titles that I've been playing.
Rattle them off.
The other one is called The American Dream.
How's that working out?
A buddy of mine made this game, and it's really fun. It's a VR title for the most part. I don't know if you can play it without VR headsets, but it is very much a heavy-handed parody of gun use in the US.
All right, it's
imagine
recent game. I take it.
It's a very recent game. It came out like 2 or 3 weeks ago officially. It's been on early access for a while.
Okay.
And you are a character in like this kind of like this theme park car that's going around on a track.
Yeah.
Through like this kind of wooden cardboard kind of fake world, as you're being told about the glories of
America,
guns in America, really.
Right.
And you're constantly narrated at by this stuffed dog with a speaker in its mouth about all these different scenarios that you're put in through the age of this, this young man, through the lifetime of this young man as he's going from each life stage. The thing is, you have guns for hands.
Okay.
And you have to go through all these activities by just using guns and shooting things with bullets.
That's how Jesus would have wanted
to go through your...
That's how Jesus would have wanted it.
Yeah, right? And so you have guns for hands, and you get to the stage where you got your first job flipping burgers, and you have to shoot the lever to turn on the gas cookers, and then each time you have a burger, you have to flip it when it cooks. Too much, and they have to flip it with a bullet and just shoot it over, and then it'll fall into a burger, and then they shoot the bullet at the button, and it gets taken off to the customers. Just a lot of weird crap like that, but it's fantastic.
So
it gets dark later on.
Comedy, or is it a?
It is
satire?
it's very much it's satire in its fullest.
Okay.
Really, really dumb magical satire.
All right.
If you have VR, it's a good, fun, shooty game, which is weird because it's the whole purpose of gunplay is bad.
Yeah.
But it does it well. Like there's, you have limited bullets and you have to press this button to pick up another magazine, and it just goes boo, slow motion, and you have to catch it in the gun as it flies through the air. But it's made by Australians.
Okay.
And they know what they're saying when it's like, yeah, America, sort your shit out.
Not likely.
But yeah, it does the good job of really pointing a finger and saying, yeah, this is what it's like now.
Is it out only on Steam or is it on PlayStation as well?
PlayStation 4 is also PSVR.
Okay.
Cool. Hold on. Let me double check. Yes, the American Dream is also on PS4.
Nice.
Okay. Wow.
It's made by Samurai Punk.
Samurai
They're
Punk.
good people. Yeah.
All right. Well, we'll check that out. It sounds pretty interesting.
Yeah.
I have to give that a looking at.
And the last game that I've been playing is called Ghost of a Tale. And I've been following this on Steam for a while. I think it's on Xbox as well. It's a stealth adventure game that's kind of fairly influenced by like old animated movies like Rats of Nim and American Tail.
Secret of Nim.
Sorry, Rats Secret. Yeah, different titles, I think.
Yeah. Okay.
And yeah, it's a world where everybody. It's a medieval stealth game where you play as a small minstrel mouse who goes around and sings songs of people, but he gets captured and imprisoned for reasons, and he has to escape and find his wife. And it's a fucking beautiful game, really beautifully done. I think the one of the creators of the game is actually former Pixar. So he knows what he does. He knows what he's doing when it comes to visuals.
Yeah, it looks.
And
really
it's been
cool.
on early access for a long time as well, and I've been waiting for the release desperately, and it turned out really well. It's still rough around some edges, but as a game, it's beautiful and it's fantastic.
Okay.
Cool.
So,
Yeah, I see that
so
it's
what's
only out on Windows right now, and it should be out on PS4 and Xbox later this year.
Yeah.
Okay. So this is what's out now is the early release?
It's the official PC release.
Okay.
So it came out of early access into PC first.
Version 1.0.
Yeah.
Yes,
I'm looking at it now as well, and it looks fucking adorable.
Delightful.
Yes, it is. It's very much. It's funny as well. It's some great writing in it. And it's for what's where you play as a mouse and it's in a very fantasy world. It's actually quite complex, and it's got its challenges. So it's definitely not light in any way. So if you do like your stealth and you like your puzzles and exploration, it works really well.
I might be I might very well be interested in that.
Yeah, go for it.
Yes.
I think you said that 4 times now. You've been biting your tongue long enough. What have you been playing, Panda?
Oh, what have I been playing? As I mentioned, I played Sea of Thieves. We already talked about that, obviously. And then today, I started playing a Ni no Kuni 2.
Oh, I forgot to mention that. I'll let you talk about it.
No, I'm 2.5 hours in, give or take. And it's beautiful. And so far it's really very simple. I haven't really lost any battles. I haven't really any battles that I've fought. I haven't really felt like, oh shit, I need to heal. I don't think I've used a single health item yet. But the story so far is very is very cute, and obviously the presentation is amazing. It looks adorable and great, and so far so good. I mean, I'm not that far into it.
How are the battle mechanics?
So the battle mechanics so far is that you have 2 melee attacks, as well as a ranged weapon. And then on top of that, you can use spells. And at this
So
point
it's
in the
kind of
game,
Kingdom Heartsy.
I guess, yeah, I guess a little bit. It's a real time battle system.
Yeah.
And like I said, so far I've just mostly been mashing the buttons, and you'll win fairly easily.
And good things happen.
Yeah. I don't know if I just haven't found it yet, but I don't think you can switch characters on the fly. I think you have to do that in the menu. Is that correct, Adam?
Not on the fly. You would have to set your playable character as the leader of the party in menus, or the only way you can actually swap characters is if you die. If your lead character dies, it will transfer the control will transfer to the other character.
I see. Yeah, I because
so if you get knocked down in battle, then you have to switch over.
Yeah, the two first characters that you use, I mean, at this point, it doesn't really feel like it makes a lot of difference, but they are, like, the one is more melee oriented and the other is more magic oriented. So I would like to switch more between them, try them out a little bit both, but that's not as easy as you would think it is. So yeah, so far that's kind of my point where I'm with the game, where I'm like, I wonder.
Yeah, I will ask one thing.
Yeah.
And please, no spoilers for those who haven't played. What did you think to that introduction?
Yeah. I got the first 30 seconds, you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, the first 30 seconds I got spoiled to me. So
really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's horrible.
But I didn't know
the first
that
30 seconds of the game?
Yeah, no, it's
a weird
yeah.
Okay.
The first 30 seconds of the game are I don't think they really advertise it anywhere.
No. I was like, where did this come from?
Yeah, it's kind of weird. And then that character that's kind of weird. I didn't really expect that.
I hope that whatever that was plays into the storyline later on. I've yet to discover anything, but I'm like,
yeah.
How are they gonna work that in?
Yeah. Without spoilers, that was interesting to say the least. Did you play the first one, Adam?
I didn't know, and this is why I wanted to play Ni no Kuni 2 as much as possible, because I missed out on the first one.
Yeah.
Did it ever come out in the West?
Yeah, it did.
Yeah, I think they did.
I think it did. What was it? It wasn't on PS4 first. It was on PS3.
It was on 3.
Yeah, that's probably why. I didn't have a PS3 at the time.
On DS and PS3, I should say.
Oh wow. Okay.
But
I just missed out. It just completely passed me by, and I do regret it. And maybe I might go back to it at some point if I can.
Yeah.
But for now, I'm just happy it came out on PS4.
Yeah.
I will say, from someone who's played it a little longer, there's a lot more to it, and I'm very, very pleasantly surprised by how much depth and how many features they add to the game. That doesn't feel overwhelming. There's a lot of cool stuff that it does that I wasn't expecting from just a typical JRPG. So,
cool. So you're saying that the battles will get a bit more challenging?
Battles will definitely get tougher. There are just other things you can take care of as well. There's other things that aren't just typical battles or battles in itself. So,
all right.
It's a JRPG and you're only 2 hours into it, so there's probably a little bit more.
Maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know. These games are usually
a shorter game,
like an afternoon and you finish it, right? Something like that.
What?
Really? I would say it's. I think I heard that if you didn't do a lot of the side stuff, then you're looking at a 25-hour game.
Okay.
But then you're looking at a 50-hour game, say, if you did a lot of the side quests and a lot of these other activities.
I think I'm fine with a 25-hour RPG.
Yeah. It's still very good. Refreshing. And think of it as a highly extended Ghibli movie. Right?
Yeah. No, it's absolutely like all the Ghibli designs are to paraphrase Polar, delightful.
Delightful.
So, yeah. I'm enjoying it. My eyes are enjoying it
Good.
very much. Oh,
And your hands are as well, I hope.
one thing though, one gripe, and I keep mentioning this, and because a lot of big games do it, the fucking text is so small. It not the menu and not the usual subtitles, but they will have like pop up text when you're in the overworld, for
my
example.
complaint is the boxes don't last that long. They're literally there for a split second, and because there's a lot of dense text, small writing, you kind of lean towards the screen, going, "What did they just? Oh no, can't see it now."
Yeah, no, I have exactly the same thing, and I already looked. Can I make the text bigger? But of course you can't.
I looked as well. I looked for like text speed, because that's usually a feature.
Just gotta make your eyes better.
In RPGs, I'm just like, I can't read that small text that quick.
No, it's really quick.
And I'm
really
not
small.
aging myself. It's just really fast.
Yeah. But luckily, the
Ageist
menu
against yourself.
and the big cutscenes all have normal size text, so that's fine.
It's certainly sizable.
It's I guess it's mostly flavor text, but still, it's strange that that's the only thing that's so small and quick. So.
Silly oversight.
Maybe they patch it. I hope they do something like that.
Please.
Probably my one gripe about the game, and it's about text as well.
Okay.
I think we mentioned before, it's the reason why I played Xenoblade Chronicles 2 in Japanese, is because a lot of the text is very regional English. And I'm just like, oh god, I can't even read that because it's trying to be regional.
Yeah,
some of it, not all of it so far, but I've encountered this one area that everybody is talking in a Yorkshire accent.
Okay.
Or it's typed as a Yorkshire accent. I'm
right.
What is it? Is it not well executed, or?
No, I mean, here's the thing. It's actually done really well. Fit. And it nails the Yorkshire accent perfectly in text form. It's just such an odd mesh to see these Ghibli characters with a Yorkshire accent. If you watched Totoro or Spirited Away, and they had, I can't even do the accent, but it just
do it.
Oh, no.
So you're saying, eh?
No.
That's my. I don't know what a Yorkshire accent is, so that's my. That's a British accent. My general British accent.
It's like they don't say th sounds. So like in it's t. So if you think The Lion, the Witch, the Wardrobe, it's The Lion, the Witch, the Wardrobe. And it's like, what?
That's pretty great.
I like the wardrobe.
If there's anybody from Yorkshire, they might be angry at me for that. But sorry, it's what you sound like.
All right.
Lion, to Witch, to Wardrobe.
Yeah. So that got too real for you.
Yeah, a little bit too close to home.
All right. Well, otherwise,
that's a small gripe. The rest is fantastic.
Yeah. Otherwise, it's so far so good. So
yeah, sounds good. All right.
What have you been playing?
Can I close it off? I've actually finished a bunch of games.
Oh,
I haven't done that in a long time.
Yeah, look at me. I'm pulling our weight. I finished Bayonetta 2.
Well.
And
nice. Yeah.
I've finished The Evil Within 2.
Oh,
ooh!
Finally. Huh.
No,
I haven't finished. I'm probably only like a third of the way in, and I do need to get it back into that.
Yeah, I really like The Evil Within 2. I will say that I think I like the first half of the game better.
Yeah.
Where
I agree with you.
It starts to go a little bit more towards the style of The Evil Within 1. In the later part of the game, it becomes more linear, whereas in the first part, you have that sort of small open world. You have that small town, which feels really, well, ironically enough, feels really alive. It feels like a place. And there's a lot of interesting, because it's pretty dense, there's a lot of interesting little things to discover, and I really like that about it. Then near the end, it becomes a little bit more linear, and to me, it was really apparent that rather than Mikami, the game had a different director, namely the director for the DLC of The Evil Within 1, John Johannes. and the DLC really focuses a lot on stealth, and the stealth mechanic is really prevalent throughout the game, but especially towards the end game. And I didn't find the encounter design and the variety, level variety, to be interesting enough to really end on a high note. I liked it all the way to the end, but it kind of, I don't know, it kind of lost its luster a little bit towards the end.
Just a little.
Just a little. It was still it's a quality game, and I'd say it's a step up from the first game, but I do miss some of those really just shooting arenas where you have like clear level design that's designed to have a ton of enemies come pouring at you from different directions, and you're in a stressful situation. You gotta manage your inventory. You gotta pay close attention to all directions because you don't know where the enemies are coming from. Those are really the moments in the Evil Within 1 that really evoked Resident Evil 4 for me. And there were less of those moments. It's a bit more of a hide 'em up, and if the mechanics would have been a little bit more varied, maybe I would have been okay with that. But it's pretty similar all the way to the end. I don't know, Panda, if you felt the same way.
Well, yeah, it really narrows down. It feels kind of like a bottleneck almost, where you have a lot of space when you're in the beginning, and then it just narrows you down.
Yeah.
And it becomes a lot more linear. And I mean, there's something to be said for it. But personally, I preferred the open world-ish parts. I know my wife was the other way around, where she preferred the more traditional parts, which is quite literally at some points a throwback to the first game. And so I don't know. I enjoyed it as well the whole way through. I think it's a taste thing more than anything. So since you and I, sorry, yeah.
Did either of you play it in first-person mode?
No,
because they released that as an update.
I don't care too much about that.
I didn't. But
well, okay. I was willing to give it a try just to see how it changes the gameplay style.
Yeah, I
or
don't
that
know why I'm
sense
so
of
easy to
immersion.
dismiss it. It was fine. It was fine for Resident Evil 7, so it might work for this game as well. But I think, Panda, your wife remarked that it was in certain scenes it was obvious that the game was initially not designed for first-person mode, so you would have some sort of strange transitions where the game would go back to third person because.
Yeah, she mentioned that.
To work itself around that.
I don't know, for like picking things up.
It's
and
cool
stuff.
that they included it.
For picking things up, and a couple of other like animations, you just pop back to third person mode for a moment.
It's cool that they included it.
Yeah, otherwise it's a nice little extra that adds a little bit of a new feel to the game if you want to play through it again.
Definitely. Yeah. So yeah, the other game I've played and finished is Bayonetta 2, which was great all the way to the end, and really liked it. I think I liked it a lot more than... I know I liked it a lot more than Bayonetta 1, but that's also because as I mentioned before, I just played it regularly, whereas I put one down for a long period of time, and I picked it up back in the middle, didn't know how to play it anymore, and sucked at it. No such thing with Bayonetta 2. The story is still insane, but actually makes some sense this time around. Yeah, it's a really fine action game.
Have you played him, Adam?
I finished Bayonetta 1 when that came out a long time ago. And yes, I picked up number 2 for Switch. I'm a good portion in now. I don't know how far away I am from the end. But I'm really enjoying it either way. I knew I would. I really did love... I do love those kinds of games. And I do love Bayonetta and Devil May Cry. So, yeah, you'll find zero complaints
on a
from me.
Really quick Side note: did you pick up the Devil May Cry re-release, HD re-releases that they did recently?
I
not.
did not.
Okay, yeah, I just
Because
was wondering
Here's the thing.
if anything is different in those.
They're HD now.
Yes, that's the thing. They are PlayStation 2, PlayStation 3 era games in 4K, and for me, that's not the best.
Right.
I would rather see like some kind of graphical improvements beyond just a higher resolution.
Right.
So I watched some of the videos on Steam. I'm like, yeah, you're still fighting a cardboard skeleton.
Yeah.
In some cases, but I still have a lot of love. I might pick it up because I still love Devil May Cry 3 so much. So who knows? I might pick it up. I might bite the bullet.
All right.
Nice. I've my final game is a game where I've bitten a lot of bullets.
All right.
I've kept playing. I've been keeping up with Bloodborne.
Oh.
Yes.
Which I will say this every week, but I really, really, really love it.
Yeah, you've caught the bug, huh?
Yeah, I guess I did. What did I do? What did I do this week? Where I left you last week is I beat the Bloodstar of the Beast, which is an optional boss.
Yes.
Yeah, we're going full spoilers with this, by the way. As to how far I am. Just don't tell me anything that I don't know, because I'll get really upset. So I beat the Bloodstar of Beast last week. This week I found and beat Vicar Amelia.
Yeah, it's a good fight.
It's a good fight. I found it a lot more manageable than the Bloodstar of Beast.
Yeah, Bloodstar is the one with its flayed back, right? That has poison attacks.
Yeah. Really.
Yeah.
Apparently, I found out later that there's like if you dodge to the left, he just doesn't hit you, or something like that. But during the
there was
fight,
also a summon for assistance there as well from an NPC.
Yeah, there is. But I used him a couple times, but he ended up getting killed real early.
All right.
But so that I had a bit of trouble with that one. But Vicar Amelia, she wasn't too bad actually. I got her in a couple tries, and it was a good fight. And what else did I do? I explored the next area, the Forbidden Woods. I beat 2 more bosses actually. I beat what's she called? There's a witch, or actually 2 witches.
Yeah, the witches of.
Those guys.
I think Hemlock.
Like in a dungeon, right, or something. It's like in a basement.
Yeah. That was again a very manageable fight. Like the first time I thought this looks kind of like a boss area, so I equipped my Bold Hunter's mask, and
any big open rooms, you just like
yeah. So I just, the moment she spawned, I was like, "Welp, I'm bowing out," and I traded in my souls. But then I went back there and I actually got her down in one try, so it wasn't too bad. But
yeah, she's not so tough.
Didn't want to risk the souls.
I'm waiting for you. I'm waiting for you to get to the point where you can actually play the DLC as well, because the Old Hunters is so good.
Super good.
And those boss fights are just, they're intense.
Oh boy,
they're intense. Yeah.
Really actually, cool. the final boss I did was I think the boss to the Forbidden Woods. Like after you kill a whole bunch of snakes and you punch some pigs in the ass.
Is that the
you
3?
You get to the 3 guys.
Oh.
And
Adam, that's one of the really challenging fights.
I'm playing this on 2 saves. I'm playing this with a friend. So when one of us dies, we switch controllers, and then I'm playing it at home as well. And when we were playing together, I actually got him down in 1 try, and now I'm playing it at home, and he's killed me 5 times already. It's
in
it's
1 try.
Super frustrating.
What the fuck?
Yeah, I don't know. I actually did. There's a summon pretty close to it, There's
Right.
a sinister bell ringing woman, so I was really scared that I was gonna get invaded as well. But that didn't happen, and so I used her, and she actually stayed alive long enough for me to kill one of them, and then after that
Oh
I could
yeah.
sort of manage. But
I think
now,
the
I
trick
remember now
you
why I
don't
struggled with that fight.
you have to get them all down very low and then just kill them off real quick, because if you do them one at a time, they get stronger, right? Wasn't that
yeah,
the thing?
they do.
I
Yeah,
will
they
say
get
something.
snakified.
Yeah.
When Bloodborne first came out, that area was actually bugged that
Oh, really?
you couldn't summon an NPC and you couldn't summon other hunters. I think it was that one. I feel like it was, and yeah, so you had to do that by yourself.
It's a
And I
really
think
it's a pretty tough boss.
and there was another zone as well that had the same issues. That none of the stains or the little lanterns
Yeah.
were there. You couldn't actually summon anybody, and it's like, oh crap, I've got to do this by myself. So that's why it's still stressful for me, because I remember having to fight them
Yeah.
1-on-1 or 1-on-3 rather.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. I
it's
beat those
really
guys
it's really rough, and they have a lot of
one
health
on
too.
three. But
Like
they
I've
are,
been getting pretty decent about the visceral attacks, but I can visceral attack them 3 times in a row, and they still have like more than like three quarters of their health left. Just one of those guys. It's a pretty tough fight.
yeah, really is.
So that's where I'm at now.
I love the game so much though.
PTSD.
I'm gonna beat him tonight. I'm gonna beat him tonight. That's a promise.
All right.
You do it. Do it.
Yeah, but
And
what
then
a what a game.
and then
Boy, oh boy.
after Bloodborne, it's on to
Dark Souls 1.
Yeah, you're gonna do it.
Oh yeah. Yo, I'm on board. I am on board.
The,
Souls train.
the switchport.
Yeah.
When is
Yeah,
that's coming out
could
soon?
get it
isn't
on. I could get it on PS4 as well, but if the switchboard is decent enough, that's added value to me. The portability.
Yeah.
You can prepare to die while on the train.
Exactly.
Perfect.
Yeah, great. Shouting frustration on a packed train.
Panda is not on board.
I kind of am. I've recently
But you
been
told
like,
me, that you beat all of the bosses without summoning.
yeah, I did.
So that's, I mean,
Well,
that
I
is
didn't beat
some
all of the
definite-
bosses, but all of the bosses that
all
I
the
beat.
story bosses.
Yeah,
Yeah, that is some
Yeah,
gamer
I don't think
cred.
I finished Dark Souls 1 either, actually.
it's
Yeah, we're talking
Three I
about
did.
Bloodborne still, Adam.
Oh, Bloodborne. Sorry, yeah. Well, that I destroyed.
yeah. No,
Actually, no, I missed one boss, one important boss, and it was an optional one, and I'm still kicking myself to this day.
But by the way, there's a lot of I noticed that there's a lot of optional stuff in this game, and I think at least because when after I went to Vicar Amelia, it becomes dark, or it becomes night, and like a bunch of houses with lanterns in front of them where you could talk to people before. Now they just scream at you. So I feel like I've probably missed out on saving a couple people or doing side quests if that's even
Yeah.
a thing.
Do you want the answer?
Is it a yes or a no? If you give it to me in the form of a yes or a no, then that'll be fine.
So ask me a question in the yes or no answer.
Did I miss out on
Have you
some
missed
side quests?
anything? No.
Okay, that's good. But I have missed. Did I miss
What
some
what you're
deep lore?
experiencing is just the natural progression of the story.
Okay.
I'm sure there are other places you could go to. I know for a fact that there are secret places, but you can still do them without too many worries. Nothing's really closed off to you.
Okay. Cool. Oh! I just keep thinking of things that happened to me.
so giddy. I get
because-
killed. Yay.
I went down into this, I don't know if it's a cathedral or what it was, just a big round room, and I thought, okay, there's probably gonna be a boss in here. Then I went up to the door, and it said the door was closed, and then a hand grabbed me all of a sudden and just squeezed the life out of me. And then laughed at me, and then all of a sudden I was in level 4. And I have no idea what's going on. But it's I'm still, like, story-wise, I'm still in the 2nd level, or the 2nd tombstone, but I now have access to the 3rd and the 4th one as well. That's pretty cool. Pretty cool, yeah.
Yeah, it's been a long time since I played, but so I don't really remember all that much, except for the screams of frustration. I've kind of, hearing you talk about it, I've been like, maybe I should try it again, because I mean, I did have.
I'll help. I'll load my save back up.
When you do beat the bosses, it does feel good. It's just getting there takes so long and is so fucking frustrating.
Did you like, for me it's mostly the bosses that really give me trouble, that are really a big skill check. But when I'm out in the field, like, you mess up from time to time, you might get cornered here and there, but I feel a lot more confident that I don't die that often anymore. Was that a big thing for you, like dying out in the field?
Dying in the field is a big thing for me. No, I don't really remember. I think I had a couple of times where I just get beaten by a boss and then get frustrated and just try to run all the way back so I can do it immediately again.
Yeah.
And then I'm not careful enough, so I get killed in the field. And then I get more frustrated, so I get even less careful, and et cetera, et cetera.
That happened to me once yesterday, actually. Like, I was on my way to the boss, and just a pig just ran over and demolished me completely, and lost 20,000 souls.
That's always fun.
Well, that's life.
Yeah,
that's
you
death.
wait until you start losing them in the hundreds of thousands. I lost 20,000. It's nothing.
Oh, fun stuff to look forward to.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think, Panda, if you become too frustrated, I think you should just summon somebody. It's there for a reason.
Yeah.
It's like, I think it's
on a second, if I do a second playthrough.
I don't have a lot of experience with it, but it's supposed to be fairly balanced. Like, you can only summon people that are 10 levels below or 10 levels higher. But I imagine that it wouldn't be so fun if somebody would just come into your game and completely demolish the boss to the point that you have very little input.
Right.
So I guess that's a thing, but I don't know if that's actually if that happens a lot.
I'm not sure either. But yeah, who knows? Maybe I'll give it a try.
So that's my final game, and I'll keep checking in the weeks to come until I finish it, which I imagine will still be a ways off, because this is a long game, from the looks of it.
Yeah, and with the DLC on top of that.
You were kind enough to give
on
me
another 20 hours or so.
Jesus.
It's not small. It was supposed to be separated into 2 different DLCs, but lumped it together in one.
Wow. Good guy from software.
Indeed.
All right. Then I guess this is where we will leave it for this week. Thank you very much for tuning in. Thank you, Adam, for joining us again this week.
Thank you.
No problem.
And where can the people
Always
find
have
you
to
again?
oblige. Yep, they can find me at Adsin Japan, ADSIN Japan, on Twitter.
Excellent.
Come say hi.
Say it. Say hi.
Just hi. Nothing else.
Send me gifts of dogs. I like that.
No cats?
Very specific.
No, dogs is fine.
Okay. Someone's picky. Panda.
Cats too.
Yes.
Thank you.
Oh, thank you.
Oh
yeah, I forgot to say something.
Yeah.
Happy birthday.
Oh, thank you.
Yay.
I'm old.
You're a baby.
I'm an old baby.
I'm older.
The funny thing about Panda is that he has always felt old.
I'm an old soul.
Well, the body
Youngsters
definitely
these
too.
days.
The body doesn't help, though.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Rickety crickety panda.
The youngest on this podcast. Oh, yeah. But yeah, people can find me at Tayo Inc. on Twitter and on YouTube and Twitter and YouTube and Twitch as well. So check it out.
And you can find me at Kumaguma Polar. You can find the show at Game Honey Game. You can subscribe on Apple Podcasts, on Player FM, on Android, and any other podcasting service. You can also check out the show on YouTube. That is on the Tayo Inc. YouTube channel.
Do it.
Thanks again for listening. And
Yeah.
we will talk to you next week. Bye-bye.
Bye.